Hello friends, welcome. So today I have another video for you, excuse me, and I will be making some painted papers for my lovely journal. And as you can see, it's already, I put already some papers in it. I didn't stitch it yet, because I still want to add some other papers. And I thought it would be nice to record some of it, the process of it, so that you can do the same thing. What I did is I went through my stash and I have some old sketchbooks, some old notebooks that I don't use, and I just ripped out some papers, and this is one of them. This paper is 41 centimeters by 29.5 centimeters, so it's 2 times the size of A4. Let me check. This is an A4 size. Yeah, it's a little bit smaller than that, but kinda. We're getting there. Okay, so I was thinking, let's have some fun with making some painted papers, and I will do it my way. There are a lot of videos about it, how to do so, but at this point I will show you how I do it. And I need another. Yeah, I need this one. Yep, the other one is neon. That's not the color I'm going to be using now, just yet. So this is Amsterdam acrylic paint. The color is quinacridone rose, and I am just going to be using a old brush because I don't really mind which brush I'm using, as long as the paint is getting spread out, I'm good. And this is kind of thick paint, a little less thick than Dino Wakley's paint. But I love this paint. The color is good. The paint is not runny. There's a lot of pigment, and I really liking this paint. This is turquoise blue. All right. And I'm just having lots of fun making painted papers, because I do think that it adds more interest into your journal instead of using cardstock paper, or, you know, how you call it? Design paper. Of course you can use that if that's what you prefer, but I like to make my own painted papers. And yes, I will do the back as well, but not right now. Okay, let's add some primary yellow. All right, another brush. And I love the mixed color of blue and yellow. I like it. Like it a lot. Just add a little bit more. All right. So I'm going to set this aside to dry. And I'm going to clean up my desk and then I will be right back. Alright, so next is the doodling part, right? I'm just going to take some black paint. This is lamp black, also from Amsterdam acrylic. And I'm just going to put a dot of paint onto my desk. I'm using this little tool. This came from Glue Dots. An empty roll of glue dots. And I thought it would be nice to use for stamping. All right. That's row number 1. Going to turn it so that you can see it better. Just go through your house and find some cool things that you can stamp with. Need to put a little bit more paint. Yeah, that's better. And I don't need to have crispy lines. That's not the point. Right? But you can see what I'm doing, right? And I think it looks pretty cool. And this is so much fun to do. It really is. It's super relaxing and yeah, it's just lots of fun and easy. And I like fun and easy, right? Who doesn't? I'm thinking to do some small ones here. Yeah, I think that this is pretty cool. It makes such a big difference when you're adding black, right? Perfect for collaging, or you can even make like a page of it. For the time being, I'm going to set that aside to dry. I'm going to clean this up and then I'll be right back. Alright, here's another way how to decorate some paper. This paper is the same one as the previous one. And I'm just going to add a few drops of paint. This is ultramarine from Amsterdam. That was a blob. This is permanent green light. And this is the color Naphthol red light. I hope I pronounce it the right way. And the last color that I'm going to be using is Azo yellow medium. This one is almost empty. I just need to have a little drop. Alright, so what I am going to be doing now is that I am going to fold the paper. Okay, that's not a whole lot. Going to fold it again. Okay, we could add a little bit more because this is not enough. I want the whole paper to be saturated with color because that's how I like it to be. And I'm going to keep using the same colors. Let's see how this goes. Okay, it's not working. This is definitely not how I've planned it. I'm just going to leave it as is and I'm going to scribble something and do some mark making maybe, and that's it for this page. So I'm just going to add some water. Let's see how this will work out, since this is not watercolor paper. Okay. This is just some plain copy paper. I'm just dabbing of the paint. I'm not gonna give it up. I have to say that I'm kind of liking this. Happy accident, happy accidents. I love them. You see? I love this. Now, this is one big hot mess, and that's all right. I'm still going to be using it. The thing that I'm going to be doing now is that I'm going to stamp over it. And yeah, just use it as collage paper. So I'm going to give these pages a blast with the heating tool, and then I will be right back. Alright, so the paper is still kind of wet. And there's a lot of paint on, which will take ages to dry. So I am just going to be taking another piece of paper. And I'm just going to mop everything up. Alright, we have some paint over here. We've got some here. Because this really will help the page dry quicker. And this is another page that we can use for collaging. So that's what I do to dry off these pages, because that works way easier instead of using the heat tool every time. But yeah, this is option number 2, and when this is dry I will add marks and some doodling and some other cool stuff as well, because that's part of the fun. So a lot of green paint over here, and that's not one of my favorite colors to use. But anyway, I will add something else on this page as well. So I got 3 pages of 2 extra pages from this one. Alright, so take your pick. But as I said before, this is not finished yet. You could also do some embossing on it, stamping, doodling, just making some loopy, do some loopy writing. You could do loads of things with it. So yeah, let's go to number 3. Alright, so far so good, right? Now I want to add some scribbles, and I'm using my Dino Wakley scribble sticks. And I'm using the color black, tangerine, lemon, lime, and lapis. Alright. If you have the neon colors too from Caran d'Ache, you can use those as well, but I prefer to use, I don't prefer, but these were sitting on my desk, so I'm going to be using these two. And I want to add some scribbles to make it a little bit interesting, and I'm doing it very loosely. You could do it also with your non-dominant hand if you would like to give that a try. Maybe I should do that. Just very loosely, making some scribble lines. Oh. The yellow is a little bit lighter, so I'm going to press a little bit harder with the yellow color, so it will come up more clear on a page. Like so. Okay, this is what we have so far. I know that you don't see the scribbles very well on the camera, but trust me, they are there. And next thing that I want to be doing is I'm going to grab some black paint, which is here. And I'm just going to put a little bit of it on my working space. And now I want to do some doodling / mark making. And I'm using a flat brush for it. I think that that's the best way. This is the round one. I don't like that. That is too big. So I'm going to be using this one. Let's see how this works. So, just so that you can see it, I'm just going to be making tiny marks. Well, they're not exactly tiny, but you know what I mean. And I'm just going to be doing a few rows of these before I'm going to switch it up to something else. And if you want, you could also doodle these marks with some gel pens or some Posca pens when the paint is dry. It's all up to you. Yes, I'm still in the camera. I will also do some white. Let's do 5 rows, all right? Or let's continue until this paint is finished. Because I really don't want to throw away this paint. And I'm kind of liking this paper. So I hope that everybody is having a good time with crafting. And I'm very curious what y'all are making. I think 1 or 2 more rows to go and then we're done. And then I'm going to continue with the white. I think that this is quite enough. All right. Pretty cool. I like it. Now I want to grab my white paint. Yes, this is titanium white, sorry. And I'm just going to put a blob onto my desk. Clean my brush because I want to use the same brush. Don't be afraid to try it. If you mess it up, you mess it up. It happens. But it's a lot of fun, I promise, to make painty papers. It's lots of fun. All right. Can you guys see it? Yes, you can. You sure can. And I'm just going to continue with the white. The only thing with the white paint is that the scribble sticks will get activated because it's a water soluble stick. Is that how you call it? Medium. And yeah, it's what it is, you know? That's just what it is. And I don't mind. I'm liking it. But if you don't, just add 2 or 3 layers of white onto the paper. Then you won't see the scribble stick or the water soluble things. What you put on it first. All right. I'm using black and white, but you could also use like pink, purple, brown, whatever you fancy. And after this, I'm going to put this paper aside to dry. Unfortunately, the sun isn't shining today. I can tell you one thing, that this is super therapeutic to do. Super relaxing. So, all right. And I'm just going to leave this part for what it is, because I think that we have quite enough. And I love this. So I'm going to be setting this one aside to dry. And then I will be right back. Alright, so I have some other painty papers. These papers are just some thin copy paper, regular copy paper, and they are colored with watercolors. Alright, and when it's all dry, I scrunched it up, and with some archival ink I just zhooshed over it, and that gives this nice black spots that you see on the paper for the contrast. So let me show you how I did these. So just some regular copy paper, and I'm going to be using this, my favorite watercolors. You can use any brand that you like to use, but I'm using this one. Let me see, will this work? No. All right, it is what it is. I can put it in picture, but it's okay. And why I'm using copy paper is very simple, because I like the wrinkling effect. I still have to iron it flat, but I am liking it so far. Let's see. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to be using warm colors for this paper only. Well, I will try so. Okay. And you could also do this with just some acrylic paint. Maybe I should give that a try. Let's see. All right. And there are other ways to decorate it, because you could use some pens and do some doodling on top, but you could also do just, you know, what I did with the previous papers. Just squash them and ink them up with some archival ink on top. Everything is possible. And if you really like something that you've made, you just scan them and then you print them. You can use them as many times as you want. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to mix up some more colors, also of the cold variety, because why not? All right. Just to make blocks and color them in. Super simple. Super easy to do. Some darker colors for the contrast. It's always good. Let's see. All right. My cleaning water is quite dirty, and that's why I am putting a drop of water over there. The orangey is quite pale, so I'm going to give that an extra layer of color. I think that I might use some more yellow. That's better. All right. And the last one. There's too much yellow in one spot and I don't like that. So I'm going to put a layer of red over it because red and yellow makes orange. So that's good. Oh. All right. Oh, I missed a spot. I missed a tiny spot. Let's see which color. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to give it a blast with the heating tool and then I will be right back. Okay, so when the paper is all dry, you're just going to squash it. Be sure not to rip it. think this is quite enough. And I have a little tour in it, so do as I say, not as I do. You know what? I'm going to be using the red one for this. Or, nah, the black one. I prefer the black. This is just some archival ink. Alright. And just very, very slightly, or lightly should I say, you're going to stroke over the paper. Just very lightly. Go over it a couple of times. Alright. And then you end up with something like this. And yeah, I will use it for collaging, for backgrounds, for text, or art journaling, or, you know, just about for everything that you can think of. And with these two, I added some, which is inside my watercolor palette. This is some watercolor shimmer. Is what I put on top of it, so that's why you're getting the shimmery glow. These two don't have that shimmery glow. And this one I went over with cobalt archival ink, so it's a little bit softer. But I prefer the contrasty one, and I like them all. I think they are awesome. And let's go to another painted paper thing which you can do. And I think that a lot of people have that stuff in a house. Oh, another one. One tip about this one. You could use your neon colors or scribble sticks or whatever. Just put your, just scribble some ink on the paper. And smush it out with water and do as I did here, and then we'll get the same effect. If you don't have any watercolors, use whatever you do have. Alright. So I've made another piece of paper with some oxide pads. And I really like how this turned out. So I'm going to make another one, but with a different color scheme. And the next one is going to be in the color Salvaged Patina, Twisted Citron, and Unshattered Marine. I hope that I pronounced it all right. And I'm going to start with the lightest color. And with a, how you call these things? Acrylic block. If you don't have an acrylic block, then you could use also just some plastic packaging instead. Alright, super easy. And as you can see, it smudges a little bit. The color is a little bit contemplated with the previous set of colors. So I am going to do it another. I'm going to do another one. It is handy to use a big acrylic block. The funny thing is, when I was busy recording this video, halfway I became sick. So that's why my YouTube channel was a little bit quiet. more quiet than ever for about 2 weeks, but I'm healthy again. I was pretty sick for almost 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 2.5. It wasn't funny, let me tell you that. It wasn't funny at all. This is the Twisted Citron. I love the combination of Twisted Citron and Salvage Patina. I think it's a lovely color combination. And what I do with these kinds of papers is that I'm just going to cut out some hearts or make envelopes or yeah, you can do about a lot of things. Just have fun with it. You could stamp on it with some stamps which you like to use, and you could, you know, just have lots of fun. And the dark color. Right. Just a little spritz with some water. All right, some more green. And you could also use this technique for the spray, because there's also oxide sprays which you could use if you don't have the pads. You know, just have fun playing with all your mediums. Just have fun. All right, and a little bit more of the Salvage Patina. Oh. Still a little bit left. And I think that this is about it. And I like the white space in the background. And I think that I'm liking it. It's great for making envelopes, like I already said, and it's fun to use as collage paper, you know? And if you want to make it more interesting, I could also do some stamping on it, or, you know, just have tons of fun with it. So these were my examples, my ideas of how to make your own beautiful painted papers. And we've got these, and this I didn't record, but this is just acrylic paint with some stenciling on top. Super easy and fun. This is just acrylic paints and some powdery, shimmery stuff. I love this one. I really think it's so pretty. So, you know, just use the stuff that you have in your craft room and play. You know, just have fun. This is a combination of the paper arts infusions with oil pastels. This is just some doodling. You know, just have fun making them, and when you're done, use them. Don't be like me and hoard everything, okay? Just use them. I'm going to making a little bit more of the oxides, because I really like how this turns out. And yeah, I hope to see you at the next video, and I hope that it inspires you to make your own painty papers. And I will show you what I do with it and how I will use them in my new journal. And yeah, for now I'm saying thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you at the next one. Stay safe everybody, and happy crafting. Bye bye.